The following podcast may contain words, phrases, themes, and/or situations that some may consider offensive or triggering. You have been warned.
What you want, what you want.
The last thing we hear before we die. Now recording.
I know, right? It sounds like suddenly it's the Terminator. Welcome everybody to the latest episode of Where in the World is Mitch McConnell? I'm your host, Stephen Vargas.
Adam Riley.
Oh my god. Well, the guy's still... Well, I mean, if you believe Republicans...
He said he fell. Okay.
Right.
I saw a photo of him and his wife at the hospital. And he fell.
Oh my god. But it's like, it was funny too, because like, what was it? Yesterday was Saturday. No, it was Sunday. Or Friday. That douche canoe that's on CNN, Scott Jennings, he's like basically he's got the GOP's hand up his ass, and it's just like a fucking, Muppet show when he goes on there. He says, I spoke to him yesterday. He called me and we spoke for like 30 minutes and all this stuff. And then the reporter goes, well, given that you spoke to him, but nobody else has, and other people in the GOP have claimed to have spoken to him, do you think you could just call him up right now and, so he can at least debunk that rumor? And then he just does a, I was surprised he had called me, and then he totally obfuscated. And then the reporter on CNN just had that look of like, all right.
You know that really, I forgot to share it with you, but that really hot fucking chick that the political rants. I've sent you her videos before.
Oh yeah. The one from YouTube.
Yeah, so she did one that where she said, if anyone still, what did she say? It was so fucking crazy. Just if anyone still supports the Republican Party right now, that type of person must be willing to have Trump shit in their mouth and be ecstatic about it.
Well, I saw this comedian earlier on TikTok, and she was doing the crowd thing, and she was talking to this one chick, and she goes, "Oh, so your parents got divorced?" And she goes, "Was it over that?" And then the lady's like, "Well, it wasn't just that." And then you find out that the wife had become full MAGA. Like, she goes, in 2016, she only voted for Trump because he seemed like the best option,
Right.
And she goes, she did it begrudgingly, and then she goes, and
I love that excuse. I mean, I did, but like, I just didn't have a choice. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And she goes, so she got more happier with him as he went along. She goes, yes. And I was like, and then she goes, oh, and she goes, and your dad? She goes, oh no, my dad hates him, and none of us have any contact with her anymore because she's just all about that life. And it's like, she goes, wow, if you started like not thinking like, I'll do it holding my nose or whatever, and then he just seems to get better as the years went on, you've got problems.
Yeah. Like, you've obviously not been paying attention. Everything is fucked. Yeah, I don't know, man. I know we don't. What was it? I said something. I was at work, and someone asked me something political, but very like, surface level. I said, I just like everybody to.
So, do you support genocide?
Yeah. I don't even remember what they asked, because it was something dumb, it was do you support government funding being cut from like social services? I said, no, I think everybody, some people, I've been in situations where I've needed a little help for the kids and stuff, and those services have helped, blah blah blah. And then person's like, well, I know we don't like to get political here. And I'm like, I don't know why you're saying we, because if you keep asking me a few more questions, we're gonna get into a real deep dive here. Because I don't give a fuck. Like I told my friend, and Steve knows this too. In the past, I paid attention, but I didn't ever really want to talk about politics. I was just like, I'll vote. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like it matters, but me talking about it doesn't matter. And then it all went fucking upside down. And I was like, fuck me. Like Jesus. Like now it matters, I guess.
Well, what surprised me, like back in 2016, when I was surprised you didn't vote for Trump.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I'm from Massachusetts.
yeah,
No one
I
in my
know.
family has voted for a Republican ever.
No, because you're Irish, and I assumed all Irish people voted against their own self-interest.
Absolutely not. I mean, yes, but not. No, man, I ride with my immigrant homies, okay? That's me. But no, well, they were talking about that at work too, like and it's so funny because this dude, he's of the Caucasian variety. But he doesn't know one of the most annoying things white people tell me, for those not in the know, I am also Caucasian. Um is when I ask, oh, where's your family from? What background? Oh, I don't know. I'm just a mutt. And I'm like, fucking pisses me off. Like, what do you mean you're a mutt? I was like, that's why nobody fucking likes us, because you sound stupid. But he was talking shit, and we were in the break room, and he starts bringing up immigration, and he's like, yeah, I think our immigration system needs to be reformed. And I go, I agree. And he goes, yeah, to keep some of these criminals out. And I go, I disagree.
Uh,
I was like, now you're going the opposite direction with your reform. I said, see, reform was the beginning, and then there was a fork in the road. We're going in a different direction. And then he starts saying this, and I go, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm not going to talk about this. We're at work. And also, about 80% of the people here are Hispanic, and I'm not on your team. So I don't know. You're really going to dig your own hole. So, and he's like, well, I just thought, we could talk. And I hate that it's like this, and it's not white people, it's fucking MAGA people. They see someone that looks like them,
yeah.
surface level, and they're like, oh, we have a camaraderie. No, motherfucker, I don't like you. Don't speak to me. Don't come too close to me, because I don't want my actual friends to think I'm associated with you, because you're going to fuck up my social life. Like, get the fuck out of here.
It sounds like that. It's like that old oh my god, what's his name? Um, shit, that comedian that you and I talked about, the one from Boston, Bill Burr.
Oh,
Sound
Bill
like that
Burr.
Bill Burr clip when he talked about how he was in Nashville and he looks the way he looks, and then this other white guy throws the N word in
Yeah.
his direction, and he's like, "Don't assume, I'm that way." He goes, "First, you gotta light me up to figure it out. First, you gotta ask me, do I enjoy fishing? Am I part of a militia? Have I fucked my own sister?" Like, he goes, you gotta fill me out first before you throw that grenade in my hand.
Well, the worst thing about those people too, and they every type of person can do this, where they create a monolith of something visual. You know what I mean? Like, all
Right.
Hispanics are this way, all black people are this way, blah blah blah. So the worst part about it though is a lot of times it's white people doing it to white people, and it's like,
Why don't white crime?
that's not even a crime. It's just retarded. Like, you should know more than anybody that white people in different parts of just this country are different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Right.
understand. I'm from Massachusetts. I have that background. For those that don't know, Massachusetts, especially Boston, is a very liberal city. Not verbally sometimes. I'll give you that. Sometimes you pop off at the mouth. But
Sometimes you gotta dig a little deeper, to find that.
yeah. How did I explain? I think it was on an episode that we were doing a long time ago, where I said, uh, Boston isn't necessarily a racist town.
Oh,
It's just that everyone loves to talk shit a little too much, so, so they start saying shit they know you're not gonna like. But anyway, um, so I just think it's fascinating that some fucking redneck dumb motherfucker from like Nevada is looking at me and going, "We're exactly the same." Like, bitch, I'm from 3,000 miles to the east. I don't know what the fuck no amount of living in Arizona is gonna change. Is gonna suddenly make me fucking hate everyone that doesn't look like me. I'm so stupid, dude.
well, it's I've experienced a little bit of the same here to a another degree.
It's
When I
subtle here.
when I talk about, oh yeah, I just moved here or whatever, and then they go, oh yeah, they go, where'd you move from? And then when I say California, I see the look on their face,
Like, oh,
and it's like, go no, it's the waiting to talk shit about California. Like I see it form
yeah.
on their face. There's a certain expression when you say California that it's like, oh, like they feel like suddenly I left because of ideological differences, and it's just like they start to go in, and I just will be like, yeah, oh yeah, when was the last time you were there? And they'll be like, and the couple of times that they're like, oh well, I've never been there. I go, oh, so you're gonna make a comment about a place you've never been? I go, huh? I go, weird, because I didn't move here because of, for any particular reason. It's just I moved here out of necessity because, and then I turn around on them because God knows nobody ever really wants to move to Arizona. They just kind of have to.
You're
And,
just being mean now.
and then they just kind of like, suddenly it's like, poop, they shut up about it. Like, it's
Well,
like,
LA,
oh,
a lot, well, yeah, LA, because when someone says California outside of California, they mean LA. They don't mean any other place. Um, it much like New York City in the East Coast becomes the scapegoat for everything. Like it's
right.
like, oh, those fucking New Yorkers. Oh, New York. It was the same when I was over there. And then you come here and it's like, oh, California, because it's funny. So the price the cost of living in Arizona has steadily gone up everywhere but here, okay? And everyone says, "Oh, it's because Californians moved here with California money." I'm like, "I don't know how you think the economy works, right?" But it's not like they still work in Cali. They're moving here,
This
you
is
know.
not a. This is not what they call what do they used to call it? A bedtime community or something like
Yeah,
that, where
yeah.
it's like they don't like take their jets and then fly off to LA, do their job, and then fly back and live
Arizona,
out here.
but Arizona to me, for those particular people, are a perfect smaller example of the people who hate immigrants and are
Hmm.
American.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I hate that people are coming here. It's just ridiculous. You fucking came here. At some point, your family moved here. And this isn't like me, where my family came to the United States 4 generations ago.
Well,
Like, you
it's
moved
funny.
here 10 years ago, and it
Well,
was cool when you did it.
it's funny though, because like when you use the argument of like, well, actually all of you people are immigrants, and then they go like, no, no, we're not immigrants, we're conquerors, there's a difference. And it's like
That's not
going,
a flex.
I know, and that's what I say too. It's like going, that's not the flex you think it is,
Not
because at
only
the
that, you didn't conquer shit.
yeah. Oh, you came here with muskets and these guys had bow and arrows. Oh, okay, that's like taking a knife to a gunfight.
Or
It's like,
the argument, oh, well, Native Americans, they're not actually native, they were immigrants too. And I'm like, uh, there was no one here. Like it was empty. They were here first. Like
it
it's
reminds
just
me.
the
Go ahead.
arguments are just funny to me.
Yeah.
There's grasping at straws to the point of insanity.
Oh, it's like that old Eddie Izzard bit when he talks about colonizing India. And then he's like, and we, the British Empire, are here on this land that no one has ever been to, excuse me, has ever been to before. And it really is like that, where it's like, it's like, you can't colonize us. We've been here. He's like, yeah, but do you have a flag?
Excuse me. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I claim this land. So stupid, dude.
But it's just bizarre with the way some of these people get like it's just the logic they or yeah, the illogical stuff they use as logic, and you're just kind of like that doesn't really help your cause here, dude.
I think that the biggest issue with it for me, like we obviously can't go in the past and change anything that's happened, right?
Hmm.
And every culture has done bad things, they've done good things. I get it. Colonization was a horrible fucking time in humanity, and a lot of people got the fucking short end of the stick, and it just happened to be people that weren't fucking white. They got
Right.
fucking shafted all across the world. What we need to do in modern times is deal with our modern world and modern problems with the context of the past. I get really fucking annoyed when, like, for instance, downtown Phoenix, they'll have like Native American festivals, and it's dope. They'll be selling food, and they got the doing the traditional dances and stuff like that. I've gone to a couple of them. They're fucking lit, and it's nothing but fucking happiness when you're over there. I've gone there with some friends. I'm white as snow. Everybody's fucking nice to me. Everyone's like, oh hi, how you doing? Oh, do you know what this is? It's fucking cool. You know, it's basically like an art thing because they have
Right.
all their art and stuff, and I love it because I come with it. I come to it with respect. I know that these people were here way before whoever the fuck claims it now. So we show respect. You know what I mean?
Right.
But God, fucking, you'll always hear, "Oh, I wish these people would get the fuck out of downtown. It's slowing down traffic." I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, you sound so stupid, and it pisses me off that every time someone's saying this shit, they look like me. Every fucking time. I'm like, God damn it, man. I'm having a good time trying to eat my Indian fried bread, and I'm trying to look at the dances and shit, and you fucking yak, and people going to side eye my ass when I'm over there. And I'm just trying to have a good time. I
Well,
suggest you go to one of those if they pop it when it's not hot. They don't have them during the summer, but they're fucking dope.
I went to one of those. I think I sent you a picture. I went to ASU, and they
Yeah.
had the pow pow.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, they had that thing, and I got invited to go, and so it was at ASU. Beautiful campus, by the way.
Hmm.
You know, and when we were on the car ride down there, I was looking at some of the buildings. I liked the new architecture, and I go, "Oh, I like that building." And one of my cousins go, "It looks a little too much like California." And then I go, "Yeah, it does have a certain sense of style."
Yeah, first of all, Arizona's modern architecture is all from Franklin Lloyd Wright and his fucking Brutus style, which is just a bunch of fucking cubes. So no one here should be talking about architecture. You see some of the newer buildings, they're moving away from it, and thank fucking God. Because if you go down to downtown Phoenix and you just look like down the street, it's just a bunch of cubes. Like it's so
Yeah,
fucking boring.
and it was like, but like, going over there, there were a lot of Hispanics and Indios and those and everybody there. But I saw
Yeah.
quite a lot of white people down there, and there everybody's getting along, and I go, see, this is it. Like,
How it's supposed to be.
yeah, it's like this is how it's supposed to be. Like we're supposed to, everybody's like, but some reason, people get their stick up their ass and just like, it's like all these, but the way they frame it, like it's if you're saying like, oh, too many people move here or too many people live here and it's so crowded, that's one thing. Because I can say that about like LA and stuff like that. It's like, oh, there's too many people here. It's like we got to thin this out. And I'm not saying genocide is the answer, but
Okay.
but no, but like, but when they say like, oh, you get too many of these people out of here, and it's like going, okay, that's different. Like it's like you're believing that a certain segment of the global population is causing all of this when a lot of times it's not. And every time they put up an article saying that more people are leaving the state of California, and and then every right winger is like jumping up and down going, yeah, they're leaving California, they go. And then I go on there and I'm like, if everybody's leaving California, why is the 405 still brutally fucked? Like,
Yeah.
it's like give me a fucking break. And
It's plenty. There's always been people coming and going from
yeah,
California. There's always been people coming and going from Arizona. Migration, local migration is an American thing. People are constantly moving. So these people who are 7 generations in Texas that have never left their fucking bungalow or wherever the fuck they live in. Like that's not the normal way of living. Like most people are moving around, and yeah,
yeah,
the economy's gotten rough. Things are expensive, so places re- with pretty high cost of living. Oh, all right, well you got to move. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
It is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. That's one of
Well,
the reasons why we moved here was because it was expensive as shit to live in Boston.
yeah. I saw this list of it was, of all 50 states, and it had like the most expensive uh states to move to, or moving to these cities might not be a good idea, and in the top 10, Arizona was number 10 of the cities not to, that would probably be a bad idea to move to in 2026.
Hmm.
And 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 I've been talking about going to Colorado, right fucking in the middle.
Yeah, as
It was like,
Colorado always is.
yeah, I was like in the middle. I go, I'll take that. Obviously California, Oregon, Washington, a lot of and then like East Coast and West Coast states, but there were quite a few in the southern Southwest that were starting to get up there too. And I was like, and I go, yeah. So when I hear people complain about like, oh, California is so expensive, and then complain about the prices here, it's like, you know what? You're not that much cheaper than LA. I mean, gas. Well, it used to be as far as gas was, but
Yeah.
until we keep opening and closing the Strait of Hormuz, uh, it fluctuates. But uh,
I don't know, man. It's just I don't I've gotten to the point where people who think along those lines, who are so fucking tunnel visioned and can't handle learning something about a different culture or accepting that there's going to be different shit, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like I just can't. I took a fucking inventory of my friends and family, and there's no white people. I don't know where they went. They're all gone. It's all Hispanics and Asians. That's the only people I hang out with. And it wasn't like a conscious choice. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. I talked
yeah,
to my mom the other day and I'm like, this is the only full white person I ever speak to. It's my own mother. And she was annoying me. I'm going to be honest with you.
I think the name Karen slipped out once or twice.
And complaining on the fucking phone. I don't want to hear it. But
uh,
but yeah.
so for people listening, I experienced my first dust storm today, um, which I thought was an urban legend, a myth, kind of like that
Right.
the earth is round kind of thing,
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, well, it's because I had been hearing about this for like the whole time I've been, the last 7 or 8 months that I've been here. Oh yeah, when summer hits and the monsoons. Oh, when the dust storms. And then I was like, and then I like on the news are like, we could potentially get this. It's like every other week we could potentially get this. And it's just like, well, we did we? And it's kind of like, you know what? I'm kind of feeling the hype, but I'm waiting for the letdown. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing about it is they're kind of unpredictable. Like they'll be like, we think it's gonna happen, and then nothing happens, and then you won't hear shit, and then all of a sudden, hey, there's gonna be a massive dust storm in 20 minutes. Just want to let you guys all know. Like what?
Well, yeah, because like I heard about it since like Wednesday about like, oh, thunderstorms are coming in, and like they said, oh yeah, we got there should be this prediction model of this big old thunderstorm should be roaming through the Phoenix area, in through Glendale, through at around 4 o'clock on Sunday. So like 4 o'clock on Sunday, I'm looking out the window, go, I don't see shit, you know, and then uh then I all of a sudden my phone just went into that siren mode, going
Yeah.
dust storm warning, and I told my cousin, I go, I go, that's not real. This is all fake news. And she goes, and she's all, oh no, it's gonna out. I was like, yeah, whatever, And so
Fucking
just me,
bah humbug in July over here.
and I came to my room and I'm chilling out,
I
and then
can see Steve dramatically throwing his hand in the air. Ah, fucking.
I was doing that shit that what's his name from Don't Be a Menace to South Central. When he's swinging his arms and he's doing that dramatic scene where he's like, ah, and he's like swinging his arms around, acting all that was me. That was me throwing shit around, and then I'm like laying in my room, and then all of a sudden I hear Steven, and I go, what? She goes, I gotta show you something. And then I was like going, oh, pray, please, I'm kind of silently praying she doesn't have a bat to beat the shit out of me with. And I, I go out there, and then I just see that like cloud coming over. She goes, there it is, and I was like, oh shit. So when I ran, grabbed my phone because my sister was asking me about it, and then so I look, and then I started taking a video of it. And as I'm taking the video, I go, oh, and I found the angle where the sun was setting, and like the normal clouds, and then you just see the dust cloud kind of slowly covering. I was like, oh, that was the best visualization. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, I think I better get inside because my eyes are starting to get
Yeah.
pelted here.
Yeah, when it's that wall of sand, it's called a haboob. It's an Arabic word, I think, because it happens in the Middle East.
You said boob.
Yes, I did. Um, but yeah, the reason why you get the fucking DEF CON alerts is because when it blows over, you can't see. So they tell everybody you need to pull over and you need to turn your lights off. Because if you
Yeah.
leave your lights on, people will instinctively drive towards you because they think you're the lane.
Oh, right.
Um, but yeah, and it usually passes you in like 15, 20 minutes. It
Yeah,
kind of
like it did.
sucks though when it's hot out because you're sitting in the car like, fuck me. And you can't roll the windows down.
Yeah, because my cousin and her boyfriend go, "Oh, my car!" They had to run out to their cars to roll their windows up because they keep their windows a little down, to let that
Yeah.
heat out. And
Hmm.
they're like running to the car to roll up the windows, and I was just like, it got darker, but it didn't get like a full on. But then after that, it was just then we see the trees start blowing, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, all right, and then it just turned out the rain came after that, but it was just a light drizzle, so it didn't
Yeah.
really amount to
It's
much.
funny because I just ordered and received today an umbrella. Um, now, an umbrella is usually not needed in Arizona, but when you ride the bus to work every day, there are moments,
Mm.
brief moments, where if you ain't got one, you fucked because it'll just get dumped on, especially when monsoon season coming up. So I got I got one called the Quiver because you attach a
Did you
quiver. It's
order it? Did you order it from Adam and Eve?
no, yes, no. um, the case that it slides into is a quiver, and then I attached it to my bag, so I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking ready. People, and it's funny because everyone in Arizona will make fun of you. They go, why do you have an umbrella? It's fucking. There's no rain today. Next day, it's fucking pouring buckets on everybody, and it's like, and I ain't sharing this fucking umbrella. Get the fuck out my face.
You walking by with your umbrella, looking at everybody, screaming, "Go! Ha, who's the bitch now?"
Then the last time So last time it poured, it was last year, and I mean, all the streets in Phoenix were flooded. Like it poured, and it rained for
Right,
like an hour, which is crazy. And the problem is that it never rains here, so the ground's so dry that when it does rain, even the dirt is like concrete. It's not absorbing the water, and so it was pouring, and I was at work, and I was walking to the stop, and at this point it started drizzling, but it was still raining pretty good, and there was a girl that was also crossing the street, and she was like freaking out because let's be girls freak out. I don't know, she's fucking panicking because it was raining, so I just gave her my umbrella. I was like, here, have it, and she goes, oh, well, how do I get? I'm like, it's just an umbrella. You can have it. I'll get another one. It's not a big deal. And she's like, oh my god, thank you so much. It just started raining. I don't know. I'm like, I know. It's all right. And so she walks away with my umbrella, and I'm just getting rained on because I'm a man So I get cosmically the short end of the stick at all times.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for doing this. Impregnate me now.
Right.
You're like, oh well, if I have to, okay.
Well, what did I tell my kids? Because I just saw the movie Obsession, and I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to spoil it. But even though everyone's pretty much seen it, except for Steve,
Yeah.
It brought up something that I told my son. So I have two sons, but one's gay, so we left him out of the conversation. But I told I told my
Hey,
son,
hey, 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 get out of here. This is a heterosexual conversation, okay?
that's right. I told my son, I go, always remember that being nice to someone should never have a stipulation that they owe you anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that being nice isn't points that add up to attraction in return.
Right.
And he goes, okay, Dad, I know that. Why are you telling? I'm like, I'm just, a movie really moved me. All right. I just want to make sure that we got this under control here. All right.
Listen, and I want to teach you another lesson. It is okay to be oddly sexually aroused in situations you don't think you should be, but it's okay.
Just keep it to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you don't announce it to everybody. You excuse yourself and take a deep breath, you know?
Exactly.
Um,
Don't do like Steve does, where he just whips it out and just kind of, and then he gets restraining orders, and then it's just complicated.
I will say briefly though, I did see Obsession. Everyone's talking. I don't need to praise this movie. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about how great it is. Um, I pre-ordered the fucking Blu-ray only because Blu-rays are like fucking rare now. I didn't want it to sell out, but um, movie was amazing. Everybody's acted their fucking ass off. It's just funny, and I know Steve will appreciate this. So the movie had a budget of $750,000. Very
Yeah,
low budget.
I think the girl said the female lead said she worked like 7 days on it. I
It
think
was,
they said she
tw-
was
I yeah,
because
I think
yeah,
shooting total was 20.
yeah, and she said she was on she was like on set for like 7 days. Like
Yeah.
that's and that was she's because everybody was complimenting her on how well she did. She's like, I was on only on set for like 7 days.
Well, and then I think they only, because it's all an indie film and they're all no names, not no name, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They all made the flat rate.
yeah,
So this movie has made over $400 million. It's now the highest grossing horror film in the 21st century, which is crazy. Because like I'm like Jesus on a shoestring budget like that, and I really appreciate it because Hollywood has been chasing trends a little too much the last few decades, and they make these $1 billion fucking movies, and everyone wants a Marvel movie. Everyone wants a fucking Endgame,
yeah.
you know, and it's just money getting wasted left and right. When if you just focus on making a good story and with people with some talent, you will make a significant profit.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's the thing is this like, in this day and age where everybody keeps talking about, franchises and stuff like that. But the one thing that's cool about this too is the fact that people went to go see it. Like, you can make a good original movie and still, and on
yeah,
that kind of a budget, if you make $1 million on a budget like that, you've already doubled. And, but still, like when people go out to see, it was like, remember, Crazy Rich Asians?
hmm
Like that movie like came out of nowhere and did like super amount of success, and it was like, yeah, because you know if you tell an interesting story, people will eventually go see it. But the problem is nowadays is that, and you and I were talking about this after the show last time, was that everybody just wants to hate on shit.
yeah.
Everybody wants to, oh well, and I've even seen it with this movie. I've seen people online that said they
I have
hated this movie, and it's like, and it wasn't for like a valid reason, but it was just like, okay, so you're the demographic that was played as the villain in this movie, which is what it comes down to, you know.
There's a lot
And
of that, and those people should be put on a list. Um, there's a lot of people I read some, and there's very little negativity about this movie, but I did read a lot of the negativity being people who are used to surface level horror, which is very common
Right.
nowadays. So this movie's been not compared story wise, but compared to the effect it has on the audience to The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Because you're unsettled the whole fucking time. Like it's uneasy to watch it. And that kind of horror hasn't been around for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
there's small pockets, but nothing that's been enormous. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
because most people are going for like the Saw movies or
yeah,
those
something that's more
jump scares.
gross.
Jump
Yeah,
scares. Yeah.
exactly. And it's disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I gave up on horror a long time ago because I don't want to just feel sick to my stomach. I
Right.
like that psychological bit to it. And this was definitely a movie too where they leave some things unexplained on purpose so the audience is talking. Like everyone won't shut up about this movie. Like
Right.
there's this giant conversation about it, and I dig it. The main leads were amazing. The guy was fucking like the rawest fucking fear I've ever seen. Like he was so terrified of this chick.
And
Um,
one of the things I appreciated was some of the like the way I know a movie is good is when people start picking like where they say, well, the woman was the victim, and some were saying, actually, I think the guy was a victim too, and stating that like
there's a lot of yeah,
we've got many guys have wanted to create their desirous woman, and and it's that drive that drove him into making a mistake, because a lot of times
yeah.
be,
It's not a
it's
it's
not a
not a
clear cut
clean
movie. Right.
exactly. It's not a clean story. There's a lot of the characters are very complex.
Right.
Well, one suddenly isn't complex uh, after something happens, but everyone is they're very layered, real people,
Right.
and I really appreciated this movie, and I didn't get to see it in the theater because I gave up on the theaters a long time ago. To be honest with you, but
Well, once
this
they said you could
movie
masturbate in there, that's, I think,
it's
what really put
ridiculous, really,
it is.
and
Yeah.
it's censorship, really.
Yeah.
um
Thanks,
but they
Osama.
movies like this have it kind of showed me like, maybe I need to hit the theater up. I can skip the major blockbuster bullshit movies, the popcorn flicks or whatever, and just these weird ones, these offshoots, something with an interesting story. Why don't I just go to these ones in the theater? Because it's a
Right.
support thing too, and it's kind of like, I know it's cliche to say, but voting with your money or whatever. It's telling the studio, this is what I want. Make shit
Yeah.
like this, and I'll go to see it. I don't want to see whatever fucking superhero you've dug up from the 80s. Like I'm honestly, I know I don't think there's superhero fatigue, but I have superhero fatigue. Like there's some key superheroes I dig and I want to watch, but I'm not as fired up about it as I used to be. Like
Yeah.
it's been happening so much that I'm like, and there's been a lot of misses lately for me. For me, like just things that I'm like, this isn't that great. Or a lot of shows that I didn't finish because I was just like, this isn't keeping my attention. So
Yeah.
I do want to see that Daredevil though. I heard that was fucking heat.
Dude, that shit is
Um,
so fucking good.
yeah.
Oh man.
And we're gonna go see the new Spider-Man in the theater because the Spider-Mans have been hidden
Oh, dude, yeah. And this one looks fucking trippy as
real
hell,
good.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And then
but
seeing Spider-Man go up against the Hulk, like I'm down to seeing that.
yeah, but yeah,
Um,
I bought the Blu-ray because I recently decided I'm gonna buy Blu-rays for movies I really like. I really like this one, so I bought the Blu-ray. And then we're going over to someone's house. I forget. I haven't seen it because my friend Gabby is obsessed with this movie too. So she's like, "Well, we have to go there now. And now that you're buying the Blu-ray, we have to go there. We're gonna have it." I'm like, "Okay, Gabby, calm down." So we're gonna go over there and have him watch it because he's got surround sound and a
oh
fucking
yeah.
giant TV. So we'll go instead of me and her watching it while we're on Discord, on fucking some bootleg streaming site. I'm not gonna lie. It was one of those things where I watched the movie bootleg and I felt bad. I was like, I should have paid money for this. Like this is ridiculous. I wanted to look up the director, just send him a 20. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, dude, it's my
Yeah,
bad, bro.
exactly. He gets an envelope. He sees $20, and then he looks in the note just says, "Dude, I should have paid for the seat to pay to see this."
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
but it's funny because with everything that's going on, especially now with like um, the no physical media, and then Sony getting rid of um, the disk drive in the PlayStation 6, and and people have been making like weird fucking analogies, like the one that I sent you earlier in the week, where the guy goes, "Just because you have a physical one, if it breaks, you don't go back to the company and say like you owe me another one." I was like, that was such the
This is
worst
stupid.
take I
Yeah.
ever heard. And it's like, it's not about that, motherfucker. It's about having it and owning it and being able to see when you want to see it, not whenever, Sony decides they don't want you to see it anymore. And, and, and with the physical media, like the amount of movies that I got to bring with me because of the limited capacity to come here, Adam of everyone knows that that's not even a quarter of the media that I have at home.
Yeah.
Like it's a fraction of a fraction. And and to me, I just brought the stuff that I really either really loved or hard to get, or some stuff like that. And so obviously I'm going to start rebuilding, but now going forward, I'm when I rebuild, I can rebuild with 4K or stuff like that, so I can kind of rebuy the things that I want, because a lot of the 4K discs that come nowadays come with a Blu-ray copy,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, the one I bought came with it's the 4K Blu-ray, a DVD, I think. No, it comes with the 4K and then the Blu-ray and then
right,
a digital code.
right, and so with like that, like I have the digital codes and I have my issues on redeeming them, because depending on which studios have different rules and that's what's the bullshit about some of the digital ones, is that, oh, you can watch it on anywhere movies, or you can watch it on Fandango. Maybe you can get them on both. Maybe you can watch them even on YouTube, because
Yeah,
licensing agreements, and it is kind of annoying to go through that. But what are the things I particularly the biggest thing, and I don't think gets talked enough about in regards to physical media, is that when places like Sony, and we see it with movie theaters, or movie studios, where there's cutting down physical Blu-rays and stuff like that, is that they're going to be able to pocket and dictate how much movies get sold on digital,
yeah.
because
There's no
oh,
used market anymore.
there's no used market or even physical markets where they're like, oh yeah, all these DVDs are now like, 9.99, and you can go and pick up a bunch of Blu-rays. And the same thing with the gaming market, GameStop, and all those kind of places. There won't be a market for those things. And I've heard some people saying that they're, or said, claim to have. I don't, because obviously I don't know if they have, but where they canceled their PlayStation Plus, and some people are using this article about how canceling your PlayStation Plus isn't going to motivate Sony to change. It's not going to motivate them to change. And but the thing is that so basically what they're saying is it's not going to make them change. So don't fight it. It's that kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
well, you know, older men have been having sex with younger age girls and it never was a problem before. So why should it be
It's not
now?
gonna
It's
change, Steve.
yeah. It's like, God damn it, I wanted to. No, but they're saying that they're trying to use that argument of basically saying it's not going to change, so don't bother with it. But what they're missing is that, yeah, but if the studio or the publisher or something like that starts noticing, hey, these game, yeah, we're still allowing all these games, but a significant portion of people are no longer buying this game, it's going to change their thinking going forward.
Exactly.
But not only that, it's you do have control with your money. If you stop buying things, that's why and everybody also has to accept their responsibility in being part of the reason why this has happened. You know,
Yeah, because the majority of sales are digital now. Everyone bought into convenience. So they're like, it's just so easy. I'm just going to do it this way. Or they wait for something to hit streaming and just watch it that way. All the fucking studios and company, they knew you were going to do that.
yeah.
They were just giving it time for us to it be normalized. And now they're like, okay, cool. I don't have to make these discs anymore. And
And it's
now
the
I'm going
same
to
thing.
completely control the market.
And it's the same thing with streaming. You know, it's like, oh well, you gave into convenience of Netflix. You gave into convenience of Peacock and HBO Max and Disney Plus, and them offering original content on there. So you go, well, if it's all over here, I don't need to buy it anymore. Then when you're sitting there, go, oh yeah, I'm going to rewatch my favorite series. Oh, it's not on this system because it's not on this service because they leased it out to another service that you
Yeah.
don't have, and you're going to have to either wait for that, or if you're really jonesing for it, sign up for that service just to watch it.
Yeah. And streaming has definitely proved that you, the only way to solve you not getting with all this fucking content getting moved around is to have all of them. And
Yeah.
then at that point, we just have cable again. So there's it doesn't it's I don't know, man. Like I think Blu-rays are going to become almost like vinyls, where they're going to still be there, but they're going to be like a limited printing, like that kind of bullshit. Because
Yeah.
Sony's all in. They don't want to fucking make this for you anymore, games
Right.
or movies. They just don't want to. Their last Blu-ray their last Blu-ray plant was in Austria, which I find odd. And they're already retraining them all to do something different, to
Yeah.
make like lenses or something. Um, that was kind of nice. I was like, oh, you're not just laying everybody off. That's cool. Um,
Yet
but
Microsoft goes and lays off like
I
how
know
many people?
the thing is that this isn't movies. I don't know why. Like video games have been doing this for a while. PC games haven't been physical forever. And now the consoles are starting to do it. Most video game purchases on consoles are digital now. No, the majority of people, even the ones complaining about it, including myself, have bought mostly digital games
Yeah.
because of the convenience. You don't have to get up and switch the disc. You don't have to go anywhere to get it. Blah blah blah. But and also most of the fucking discs now, they're not even the games even on it. Like you're still going to connect to the internet anyway. It's all this
Right.
fucking superficial bullshit. For some reason, it feels more personal when it's movies.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. Like there's something about you telling me, well, you can't buy it. You just can't. And I'm like, well, what if I want to? Well, you didn't. But yeah, but I mean, what do you mean I can't? Like it feels fucking bad. Music too. I think music and movies, we lose something culturally. Video games too. We lose something culturally in that physical bit of it. Like I'm gonna get this Blu-ray of Obsession, okay? And now I can loan it to a friend, or the movie's put out by Focus Features. That's
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
who owns it. The parent company is Universal, but that's their independent arm. I didn't know the parent company was Universal at the time. So I go, well, I don't know how long this is going to be on streaming because a lot of these indie flicks, now this one probably because it was big, whatever, but a lot of these indie flicks, they come and go. They get
Yeah.
moved aside, and then you're like, you'll never see that fucking movie again. And it was this movie that kind of gave me that epiphany where I'm like, well, if I really like it, I should buy it because I
Yeah.
like it, and then I always have it. I can watch it whenever the fuck I want. I can see her little cute ass running around trying to fucking freak dude out, and I think we should be supporting fucking art that is dope. And I remember I was thinking about, oh, what Blu-rays would I buy from the past or whatever. And to be honest, like I can't think of any major, like the big blockbuster movies in recent years that I even remember. Like, if I even bothered to watch them, I probably don't even fucking really remember what it was about. Like, I don't know what it is. There hasn't been a movie that's gotten under my skin before Obsession in a long fucking time.
Hmm.
It's just older shit. I just watch older shit because I feel like the acting's better, and I don't like the punchiness of new stuff. Like where it's just constantly fucking hitting you in the face. Like I'm like, be subtle. You know what I mean? It's okay.
Well, it's like you know, my solo podcast, the Disgruntled Cinephile.
Mm,
I've when I first did it, or when I first started, like with the first full episode, I did I did a my first episode was called Laying Ground Rules. And what I basically that episode was, these are words I'm never going to use to describe. I'm never going to use woke, DEI, any of this shit that's just lost all meaning. And I'm actually going to explain to you what plot holes are, what what an actual cult classic is. I go, and you and I talked about this, was like, just because you don't understand what's going on doesn't mean it's a plot hole. That's a problem with you.
yeah.
And then the movie I did after that was Steve Jobs, and with Michael Fassbender and all of them. I think it's a highly underrated movie. Um, but then while I was doing that, I started thinking about movies that I would do afterwards, and I was just kind of like, I'm not really sure. Like I was looking at kind of newer movies, but I didn't really want to stick to the newer movies. And then I just kind of changed the whole concept and say like, I'm going to deal with movies that I grew up with. So movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and not just talk about them in regards to like, yeah, this movie was awesome, whatever, but I'm also going to put it into context of the time, like why this was made, what, and maybe some undertones to it that most people don't realize. And so I did like after that I did the first Dirty Harry movie, which was released in 71.
Mm,
And I picked that up a couple of weeks ago, or no, a couple of years ago was the first time I actually saw it. So this was a rewatch. And when I first watched it, I was watching it and I'm like going, okay, so Dirty Harry basically set up the 80s rogue cop genre. Like what he did in that movie is the archetype that you see: Stallone, Seagal, Gibson, Bruce Willis, every action guy that played a cop. That's Eddie Murphy, that's what it was. That's where it came from. It came from Dirty Harry. But also, when I was watching it too, there were heavy political undertones that
yeah.
were in there. Conservative cop who thinks that I can't do my job with these new rules, and then the DAs. It's like, well, you didn't do due process, so this guy, the charges aren't going to stick, or you didn't read a Miranda and stuff like that, and how the new laws got in the way of the old cops. So I've kind of started doing that, and then I did just recently. I think by the time episode should be out, I did the Towering Inferno. And when I remember watching that, it's made in like the early 70s, and it's a disaster movie. It came after like Poseidon Adventure and all that stuff. And when I was watching that movie, I was reading it. I was looking up to say like, like what where did this come from? And I noticed that it was based off two books. So when I looked it up, the whole premise for that movie and why these books were written was because of concerns about building the World Trade Center. Because this was
Mm,
at the time where they were being built, and the World Trade Center was like 100 plus floors. And they said, and their big concern was fire. Like, how are fire departments going to you know uh put out these fires in these tall buildings when their ladders won't reach, and stuff like that, and helicopters. And of course, the movie was made in San Francisco. So you have, winds and all other variables that play when you're in San Francisco.
yeah.
And so it was interesting. And one of the books was actually supposed to be the same kind of tower, but taller. And in the book, it was built several blocks away from the World Trade Center. So it was actually kind of interesting. I was like, oh, okay, so that's where this came from. It didn't just come up of like, hey, let's have a disaster movie, in a big building. There was actually undertones to it, or real life events that happen. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And when I get the physical media and I watch that, sometimes I'm lucky and I get uh, uh, extra features, so you can get like audio commentaries and stuff like that. And to me, when I told people in the 2000s when all the DVDs were coming out and they had all these commentaries, and people are like, "Yeah, I wanted to go to film school." You don't need to go to film school. I mean, it would help, but listen to audio commentaries on DVD. That's like film school right there.
Yeah,
Because
that's something I'm excited about with this fucking Blu-ray.
yeah, because you can hear you'll hear some of the tracks will be the director and writer and the commentary saying, why they motivated this, how they shot this, how they did that, and it's really cool with that stuff, especially if they go full blown with it. Because I have some, what was it, Black Hawk Down. I really liked that movie when it came out. It didn't do well because it was like right after 9/11, and so I got this 3 disc set that they came out with, and it was the movie. The second DVD was like extras, but in the main DVD, you had the commentary with Ridley Scott. You had it with one of the writers that wrote the book about it, and then you had some of the actors, and then like uh, uh, the photography crew and how they achieved some of those shots. It's really really cool. Like that's one of the reasons why I've always liked physical, especially if it's a bare bones movie like Roadhouse. I'm not going to spend $50 for the complete set for it, because to me it's not that kind of movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got Patrick Swayze. That's all I need to see. A shirtless Patrick Swayze. That's all I need. I'm good. Like I don't need any more than that. But if it's a movie that I particularly like, that really kind of grabs me and really pulls me in, I'll buy the DVD with all that extra shit. Because to me that's interesting, because it's like, oh, this is a good movie. I want to know how they made some of the stuff. And for me, it's still always kind of got my passion for that, of being able to watch those movies and then dig deeper and find out cooler stuff that I find from the people that did it.
One thing I like about the director for Obsession is he's only 26.
Oh
Um
yeah.
so he started on YouTube. So if you look at his story, and his YouTube channel is fucking lit. I've been watching some. He has some short stuff, a lot of comedy too, just really good stuff. And I like it because it's Gen Z getting a chance to have a voice. They're
Yeah.
doing something. They're starting to be the ones that are moving and shaking with art and stuff like that. And I dig it. I love that shit. I loved it when it happened, when it was my generation that started doing it.
Well, there
Now
was
you're gonna
a
get some old heads that don't like it, but
yeah.
whatever.
Well, that's like when you see like the old movies in like the 60s and 70s, where you see movies like Easy Rider and Five Easy Pieces, and a lot of those types of movies, is that those are those are boomers that are making counterculture stuff that the old heads don't like. And
Yeah.
then you had the 90s where the indie films came up, and that was a lot of Gen X, and then you had into the 2000s where you started to get the millennials in it. So yeah, it's going to have its voice, and old heads aren't going to like that shit, but you know what? You're not meant to. But there's like
That's not
that
for you.
that's what the movie that came out called Backrooms, I think.
I want to see
Um
that one too. I'm waiting for that
yeah,
to come out on Blu-ray, and I'm gonna pick it up.
and because that was a YouTube short. And
That was an internet meme. Like it was just a fucking it was like a well, we used to call them creepy pastas, but it
oh
was
yeah.
it was just like a fucking an internet trend for a while. And then everyone started making these cool videos about it. My son was fucking so into it. Like he was like, the fucking backrooms lore is crazy. And it's just people making it was weird to watch um almost like a mythos be created while you're in it. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like it
yeah.
wasn't something I heard about that happened 20 years ago. Like I was hearing about, and then the next week there was new shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And it's a really cool it's like the fear of liminal space, and it's a real cool concept. My son saw it in the theater, and he really liked it. And I've been waiting for the Blu-ray. I don't know why it hasn't dropped yet, but whatever. But yeah, Backrooms and Obsession get talked about a lot because they're the same kind of horror made by young people. Because I think the director of Backrooms is like 20 or something. This is fucking ridiculous. These kids are out here doing crazy shit. I love it.
Well, it's funny too because you know, certain things creep people out differently, and so like a lot of millennials and people like that, they grew up on what it like the Saw movies or the Final Destination movies, and it kind of became a caricature of itself. It was a lot of jump scares. It's like, how gross can it be? It's like a Family Guy when the joke they just stays another 5 seconds too long. It's just kind of like, okay, it's like, how offensive can we be? And so now you have Gen Z coming along that's going, okay, well, this stuff kind of creeps us out. Like, this is stuff that, like, oh, there was I was rewatching a Doctor Who episode, and it was a Moffat episode. It was during, I think, Smith, and it was about creatures underneath the bed.
And we'll be right back with more after this. Hey there, podcast listener. Steven here, host or co-host of the podcast you're listening to. I love doing these shows, and I don't have any third-party ads or sponsors. And I would love to keep it that way, but I can only do it with your support. Donations made to any of the shows on the Lazy Geeks Network will go into making all of this self-sustaining, meaning donations will go to pay for things I need to keep the show going, like domain and hosting renewals, move to paid offerings like for editing, or producing this show. At the very least, it'll go to buy me a Dr. Pepper or get the bougie food for my cat Oliver. I would really love to not get into the ad sponsoring world, pushing BetterHelp, Raycons, HelloFresh, or cram it full of ads like an iHeartRadio podcast, but I will if I need to. So, if you would like to help, you can click on the various donation links in the show notes of this podcast, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Or, if you really want to help out and get something in return, we have a Patreon. You can get episodes of The Lazy Geeks and The Disgruntled Cinephile up to a week early with no trailers or me making these pleas. You can get these for as little as $5 a month. You can click on the link in the show notes to go sign up. Oh, and please note which show, or multiple shows if you're nasty, that you're donating to help. And I will give you a shout out on the next episode of said show. And Patreon users will get a shout out on both shows at the beginning of every month. So, thanks, and now, back to the show.
And I go, that's kind of like, you're playing on that, and like, you're getting creeped out, but it's a child like base fear, like you don't have your hand hanging over the edge of the bed because something under the bed might grab it and drag you under or something like that. And that happened in the episode. And, myself and I watched some other people reacting to it going, oh my God, like they're freaking out because it's a real base fear. And a lot of times you have people now that are looking at the same thing, but a little differently. And that's good. They should be. We shouldn't be making the same things. But, it's like one of the purposes that I said, with doing my podcast was like, I want to talk about films and also why online film culture is kind of ruining it for me, and just, the people that just lost the ability to have fun, I think is really what it is. It's like they try to pretend to be more cultured than they are. Like when you see people that say like, I don't see why these people get to criticize and I can't. Well, because you guys have two fundamental differences. For you, the word criticism means to just shit on the movie.
Yeah. I think
without
nobody knows what the definition of criticism means anymore.
Oh yeah.
Like I can dislike something, we've had talks about certain things. Nothing comes up, but I go, I can tell I can tell this isn't for me. I'm not
Right.
the audience. You know what I
Right.
mean? But the other people are like, oh, they made a song. A 20-year-old singer made a song for other 20-year-olds. I'm 56. I fucking hate this shit. Like, of course you fucking do. Like,
Yeah.
relax. It's not that big of a deal.
That, that's why when I see on like on social media and stuff like that is like where people are like, you have like Olivia Rodrigo or Sabrina Carpenter or whatever. They're like, this song is shit. I haven't listened to the radio in 20 years. It's like, oh, that's kind of sad because you're missing out on some good shit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there are good songs. I'm one of those guys that, yeah, I'll listen to the shit that I listened to in high school because I wanna sing along with the Humpty Dance. I
Right.
say, and I wanna, I like some of those movies, but I've never cut myself off from listening to music. I'll go onto Spotify or something like that and it is hit. Or when I had Apple Music, I go to the top hits and just see. No, not every song is gonna be for me, but I'm not gonna sit there and go, well, that was trash, unless it's mumble rap, because that
Well,
that is
there's
trash.
there's certain I, I was talking about mumble rap with my son, and he put it great because he likes hip hop. He likes a lot of underground stuff and whatever. And he told me, he goes, mumble rap is bad because it's a trend. It's not an actual art form. And
Right.
I go into that, explain that. And he says, there was a group that did it very well. I think he was referring to the Migos. He goes, they did it very well, but they talked like that because that's where they were from. That's how they spoke, you know. And then all these other fucking random people just came out of nowhere and started doing just copying each other. And he likened it to it was the closest humanity got to emulating AI. He goes, because none of it was real. It was all just this manufactured, oh, they did it, so do it this way. Oh,
Right.
well, copy this one. And then they all started copying each other. And it just, you can, if you look at the timeline of mumble rap, which is pretty much over now, um, you can see the decline in quote unquote quality. Like it just gets worse and worse over time. So he put it really good. 16 years old, by the way. He put it really good by saying it's not art because it's just a trend. They're just
Right.
doing it because other people are making money. And I'm like, fuck me, man. You blew my
And
mind
there
with that shit.
Yeah, and it isn't to say that you can't make a trend into some kind of art, but when you're just doing it for the listens, the cash grab, just to
Right.
be
It's the
trendy.
intention behind it.
Yeah, and oh gosh. But that's like, with everything, music, and that's not to say that, you know, growing up, we didn't have trends, that people were trying to cash in on boy bands. You remember how many boy bands,
Mm-hmm.
how many blonde chicks that look like Britney Spears got record deals?
Mm-hmm.
How many people from Seattle got record deals because they were from
It's really,
Seattle?
it's really just a byproduct of capitalism. It's nothing
Oh, yeah.
new. It
Right.
just the current communication technologies we have allow it to be so fucking big when they do it. But then they oversaturate the market. But the problem is they don't care that they're oversaturating the market because they're going to make their money and then they're going to dip out. And then some
Yeah.
new trend will come up, and it's I guarantee you we're going to get about 1 million obsession movies now. And
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're going to throw
And
more money at it and they're going to miss the fucking point. They're going to think
right.
that it's, oh, well, he made it under 1 million. Let's give this movie 10 million, then it'll be better. Like, no, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it's
Have we not learned anything from Green Lantern? Like just because you throw money
exactly.
at it doesn't make it better.
And one thing I have noticed about the younger crowd is they have become more savvy to that. They're like they can smell the bullshit. Like they're like, I don't like this. I don't care that you're telling me I should like it. I
Right.
don't like it. There's a speaking of new music, so you know me. Um, I have a lot of celebrity crushes. Okay, I'm just a fan of women. All right, and and the girl.
As he says, fully erect.
That's right. The woman who plays Nikki in that Obsession movie is Indy Navarrete, something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
super hot, but she's also incredibly funny. Like she's one of those people that's just a cool person. Like I've seen her in interviews or whatever. So anyway, someone told me, "Oh, she's in a music video." No, I gotta watch it. Like what's the fucking music video? And it's this song, and I'll find it and I'll share it with you. It's from a guy I've never heard of him, and it's like at first I'm like, oh, this is like a sad boy music. Like it felt like emo music. But then I'm like, well, hold on, let's slow down and not be so quick because emo doesn't exist anymore. So let's let's hold on. And I'm listening to the lyrics and it's so the guy is like 6'7" and he's really skinny. He's like that lanky kind of dude.
Yeah,
And
Slender Man.
yeah. And the whole song is about body dysmorphia
Mm,
and how he doesn't feel like he belongs and so, and I'm like, this is a really interesting fucking song. You know,
right.
and then of course Indy's the one who's like, you know, you're fine, you're perfect the way you are. She also eats a piece of watermelon in the beginning, and people in the comments are like, I've never wanted to be watermelon so much in my life. I'm like, guys, get outside. All right. Get outside a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, it was I'll send it to you. I think you'll like it. It was an interesting song. And it's a young guy. You know, it's new shit. I think I think people we all are going to have nostalgia for the things that came out. There's scientific backing on whatever you listened to when you were a child will always be a preference for you because it kind
Oh
of
yeah.
wires, you know, I'll always love Limp Bizkit, okay? This is what it is. But I feel like when people close themselves off to the new stuff and they're like, ugh, because they don't want to challenge themselves a little bit, like
Right.
to figure out what's happening and pay more attention to like current culture, you're just doing yourself a fucking disservice. Like
Yeah.
you're locking yourself out from a lot of good shit. I know people that won't they because we're talking about obsession. I was talking to somebody and I was like, "Yeah, you should see this movie." He's like, "I'm not going to see that." And I go, "Why?" I was so confused. And I was like, "Why not?" And they're like, "It's just a fucking make-a-wish bullshit trope and, you know, and fucking some needy girlfriend." And I go, "That is the most surface level like I don't even know how to respond to you now." Like, what are you talking about? It's like this movie's been seen by everybody. Everyone loves it. Why do you have to be that one fucking asshole that thinks they know what the movie's about?
Yeah.
like stop being a dickhead and just go watch the fucking movie.
Well, it's like I said this in one episode. I talked about tropes. I go, people confuse tropes with copying. Like
Yes.
it's like no matter what you read, what you see, what you listen to, what music, they follow certain tropes. Now, tropes are not in and of themselves are not bad. The thing the what makes these tropes bad is how they what the result of that trope comes out of. So if you have a trope that they're like, oh, of course, the guy's going to choose the girl instead of enriching his life and going and
Yeah.
doing a job somewhere over. Or my bigger issue is always when it involves women. When a woman is, oh, well, she's going to have this big job that's going to lead to a big career, but she chooses love over that. That bothers me because it's like,
Which that in and itself is fine, but you need
right,
to surround it with a story that makes sense, not
right,
just I'm a super successful lawyer, but oh my god, he's cute. No,
yeah.
that's not how life works.
And I even related that to Hallmark movies. I go, yeah, I go every time in a Hallmark movie, the trope is big successful woman is in Chicago or New York or whatever, loses her job, goes back to her Christmas dedicated little
Yeah,
town of like 20 people and falls in love with the guy that she knew in elementary school that
but
she hasn't
even
seen in
those,
like 20 years. But the thing is that if they follow a certain paint by numbers pattern, that bothers me. It's like
and even those
there's
movies, the Hallmark movies, they have their place. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no,
y-
I watch them all the time, but it's one of those things where I watch it and sometimes I go, that was kind of cute. Or go like, oh, that fucking annoyed me. Although I found one that was both annoying, but at the same time, it had Brandon Routh from that Superman before Henry
yeah.
Cavill. Yeah,
So
and
we're
I saw.
watching.
So I was like, going, okay, we're stuck here. And what pissed me off the most is that he didn't take his shirt off, like at all. And I was like, see,
Odd
that
for him.
that bothers me. That bothers me. It's like, and you would have boosted the viewership of that Hallmark movie if they just did that one thing. But anyway, but but it's like tropes in and of themselves are not bad. It's how what they do to complete the trope. Is it going to be if it's standard generic, then it's like, okay, that's lazy, where it's just like, okay, well, if you do this and then it leads to this, okay. But then again, there are a lot of other factors in it. Sometimes the actors can sell it, maybe the director sells it, but and too many people get caught up in this copy thing. Well, who did it? There's one reaction channel that I watch, and I hear the one guy say this, oh, I wonder who did this first, because they watch movies randomly. So it's like, well, who did it first? I go, that doesn't matter, because whether this did it first or they did it first, because you're trying to interlink that they copied or borrowed. No, it's a trope. And
Yeah,
I think
because Obsession has a trope. Okay, there's a MacGuffin in the fucking movie, and the guy makes a wish for something. It's the wish gone wrong.
yeah,
Fucking trope. It's the monkey paw,
yeah.
And even the director said he wasn't inspired by the original monkey paws. He was inspired by the Simpsons episode. But he's Gen Z.
That's total Gen Z right there.
Yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense. But it's the spin they put on it. It's the retelling. It's what's going on around it. It's the character. Like, yeah, you could have just simply said, "Oh, he made a wish, it went wrong, and now zany things are happening." But it's the depth of it that
Yeah.
that is going to get you. And if you're just basing, "Oh, I'm not going to watch this because it looks like it centers around a trope," you ain't going to watch anything, because
Yeah.
most, like, I remember when I told somebody a long time ago, I go, most, like, a lot of movies are based off of Shakespearean style storytelling.
There's
So
only
you'll
a finite amount of stories you can tell.
exactly, all you can do is make a spin on it. But
Yeah.
like, there's been so many Taming the fucking Shrews and Hamlets, and it's been nonstop. I was telling my kids
Right.
today, because my girls were out there watching, and as they should, they were watching 10 Things I Hate About You.
Mm.
And I was explaining to Ava how it's Taming the Shrew, and she was very fascinated by that. And I go, yeah, because the bard was spitting, so they just retell his shit over and over again.
Right.
But that doesn't mean someone can go, 10 Things I Hate About You's trash because Shakespeare did it first. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
I mean, think about Clueless. Like, Clueless was a retelling of what was oh shit, I totally forgot.
I know it
Um,
was the something, but I don't remember what it was.
yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it real quick since it's right here. Right. Uh, Clueless was retelling. Uh, oh, that's not it. Uh, oh, Jane Austen.
Emma.
Emma, yeah, was a retelling of Emma. We have so many movies out there that have done Pride and Prejudice. It's just that sort of thing. And yeah, and some work out well, others don't. And I think too many times, like, some people were talking about media literacy, and you know, like this one writer said he got shit from Elon Musk because this one science fiction writer believed in his personal life, believed in unions, you know but Elon Musk said he never expressed that in his writing, so obviously you're lying. And people are like,
All right.
okay, like, he's like, yeah, because you're a capitalist. Well, one, because there's a surface level concept. If you just read, not everything a person writes, is everything they believe. Like, perfect example. What's his name that did the Avenger? Joss Whedon. I know he's a canceled guy, but Joss Whedon
Is
is
he? Oh no, yeah, he is. Yeah.
is a known atheist.
Yeah.
But in in the Avengers, Captain America said, and this was an argument. I heard this. I remember reading this, when Captain America says, "There's only one God, ma'am, and he doesn't dress like that." And
Because Captain
people,
America's a Christian from the 40s.
exactly. And it's like, everybody's like, "Well, Joss Whedon is not. What is he, a Christian now? Because he wrote that." It's like, going, no, the character
People
would say that.
people are retarded.
Yeah.
like, like it's it's everything surface level. And
Yeah.
I saw, maybe I'm obsessed with obsession, but I'm going to use it again to make my point.
And can you
Um,
do this? Can you do it this time without masturbating?
no. Um,
Okay. This is
um,
America. I forgot.
that's right. Some people, every time someone says this is America, I think of that fucking South Park episode. I thought this was America. He's getting dragged out of his house. Um, some of the negative people have said that the movie is not scary, and we touched on this before, or that it's too slow. I'm like, the movie's 100 or it's an hour and 49 minutes. um, but a lot of the negativity is centered around media literacy. Is that they want? Oh, that's my point. I'm sorry. So the movie leaves a lot of things open ended, so we could discuss them. Like there's a lot of theories and stuff like that. But some people, they don't want that. They're like, the movie should explain what's happening. And I'm like, dude,
Right.
you're watching it from the perspective of one character. He doesn't know that.
Right.
So why would we know that? Like
Well, those.
the entire movie's from the perspective, literally from the perspective of one person, except for maybe a combined 45 seconds out of the whole fucking movie. You know what I mean? So
Right.
and they really kept true to if he isn't aware, then you're not going to be aware. So I don't get why you didn't see that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the same people that don't like that want the movies explained to them are the ones that don't like Christopher Nolan movies. Like
Yeah,
Inception is the biggest one.
I still
It
haven't seen that.
it's a great movie. It is a bit of a mind fuck, but one of the things is that at the end of the movie, there's no definitive answer because the question the last question is basically, is it real or not?
Yeah.
And because the film doesn't technically answer it, there were a lot of people that left the theater pissed because they weren't spoon fed the answer.
Yeah, people
So
aren't used to having to think and make their
yeah,
own choice. They just want someone to tell them. They want them to
and
tuck them in and tell them.
yeah, pat them on the head and turn out the
Yeah.
lights for them, And but like me and I saw it with my brother Patrick, Peter, all of them. And when we went out to eat afterwards, we were discussing the end of the film and why we believed it was real or it wasn't. And that was cool. It was like, that's cool. That should, not every movie has to have a definitive end. Like if Star Wars didn't have a definitive end, that would have been weird. you know
Yeah,
uh,
well, yeah, if they're telling a very specific there's different ways of telling stories, right? And Star Wars is like it's a hero's journey. That's gonna
right.
have it's gonna
Yeah.
have an ending
Yeah,
or a
like
sequel.
yeah, like Star Wars or like Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, a lot of these, yeah, a lot of these big movies, are going to have an ending that either will excite you or piss you off if it's a cliffhanger. But the thing is that, and some people didn't like the way the Matrix ended, the original the trilogy, because and I guess I have to say spoilers if you haven't watched the Matrix trilogy, um, is the fact that, it ends in a stalemate. There's no definitive end.
Yeah,
And
but I
what
thought that was a perfect ending because that was the whole point. That this
exactly
is
that
the whole Neo thing had happened before and it's going to happen again.
right.
Yeah,
And
but no one
that's what
got
I
that.
yeah. And like my brother was kind of irritated by it, but I explained to him, I go, yeah, it's a continuous thing that happens. So naturally it's just gonna end in a stalemate, And when I explained it to him, he was like, oh, okay, no, that makes sense.
Because you
And
gave him an ending.
yeah, because I told him,
Yeah.
well, yeah, this was it. And yeah, but there were a lot of people. I remember a lot of people pissed off because it's like, well, that was stupid. Why did I wait 3 movies for that? I go, because it was a logical ending, you know. So yeah, it is. There is this surface level. Like you can have a movie that has undertones and has uh uh. Let me take Dirty Harry for example. Because if you just watch the movie as just a regular movie, it's a good fucking movie. But if you actually go and you go like, oh, you listen to the arguments, you take the fact that the killer was based off of a real person, and all these other little things that kind of come in there, you're like, oh, there's an additional layer. But you don't have to have that additional layer to enjoy the movie. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where we are. If you're superficial, like uh, uber liberals and MAGA conservatives, they just see what they want to see. They'll enjoy it. But if you actually have a brain and you listen to it, and you're like, oh, that was interesting. That's interesting how they do that. And the next movie I'm going to do is I'm going to do the sequel, Magnum Force. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting that most people won't get is the fact that in the first movie, Harry Callahan hates the system that he's working with. Like he hates the way the judicial system works in this movie. But in the sequel, he's up against a group of cop vigilantes that if bad people get off because of the law, they'll just go vigilante on him. And he's the one that ends up having to fight them.
Yeah.
And it's like he's defending the law he actually doesn't like. And there's just one line towards the end of the movie that kind of just goes like, okay, he goes, yeah, you can't do that. And they're like, but you're telling us, this is what you do. He goes, but not be judge, jury, and executioner. He goes, yeah, the law sucks, but until they make a better one, this is the one I'm going to go with. And one of the big lines that he says in that movie is, everyone knows their limits. And so it's like, it's like when I first watched it, I go, oh, that's interesting that in the first film he hates everything, and in the second film he still hates it, but he's not gonna go ahead and do what everybody pictures him to do, you know. And so it's stuff like that is like, and it's still, if you take that stuff and you take it from the without the first movie and you watch it on its own, it's still a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like he delivers. But I think sometimes when people go like, I don't want to think in a movie, it's like, I get it. Sometimes you want that.
And
Sometimes you
there's
want to
movies
just,
for that.
yeah, that you can watch, or TV shows that are just comfort food and you can just sit there and
Yeah.
just watch. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. But if that's your whole life, your whole life story, that,
Even if it is your whole life story, that's fine too. But don't hate on movies that confused you. Like
right.
if you're not stupid, but if you're like the simpler things in life, that's fine. Whatever. Go watch football or whatever the fuck it is you're watching. But just I don't know why I don't know why football's catching strays, but you know what I mean. Um uh, that's my biggest issue is there is so much out there that I dislike. Okay? There's all kinds of music and movies and whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean it's garbage. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Now, there is music in movies that are universally considered trash, and some people still like those.
Yeah.
I love Howard the Duck. It's a horrible movie, but I love it. You know?
Hey, but it does see that, like with that, I've always said that even in bad movies, you can find something that something to the movie that's positive. Like something you go like,
Yeah.
actually, I like that joke. Actually, I like that scene. Actually, I like that scene where Leah Thompson's in bed. You know,
Hey,
and
I like the
and
song too. Quack, 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 quack,
so
quack.
for me, I can find a redeeming quality regardless of how low I have to go to get there.
My thing is, and something that always, to use a Gen Z term, is always a red flag for me with people. What did we used to say? We didn't say red flag. We said, I forget.
A red
Something
flag.
fucked up.
Right.
I think we actually did say I think millennials did say red flag. Um, what's a red flag for me with people is when they spend so much energy trashing things they don't like. Like
Mhm.
I'm fine if you want to be like, I didn't like that shit. That shit wasn't for me. You know what I mean? But when you're
Right.
online for fucking weeks on end, just really trying to convince people who are enjoying their life that what they're enjoying is garbage,
Yeah.
something's wrong with you. Like it's
Well,
not that fucking important.
it's like those. wannabe alpha males that go on like TikTok or shorts or, or even reels that go, if you're a guy that wears a backpack,
Yeah,
what's wrong with you? It's
dude.
like, dude, what's wrong with you? Where you're just sitting there. It's like, and you see a guy with a backpack. At what point does that guy's life affect you? Like, I mean,
It's
I'll see
so
people.
fucking funny, dude. Or what's that? It's not a trend anymore, but it was going on like last year, where it would some girl they would interview some fucking party girl on the street. It's like I just don't like when guys eat sandwiches with cheese or something stupid, and then it would cut to a dude adding it to a really long list of things women don't like.
Oh no, he's still doing that. He's still doing that.
Is he? That shit's
Hmm.
so funny, dude.
Because I think he's up to like 400 or something like that. It was
But
ridiculous.
if
Because
you're
I
in
saw,
on the joke, you obviously
yeah,
know they're asking a certain demographic of fucking women.
yeah, and it's like, or when they say like,
Or men
what
can't
get,
eat yogurt. That one made me laugh.
yeah,
I don't know why.
like what it's like now. It's like what gives you the ick.
Yeah, yeah, the ick. That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's like the guy. I don't know. It's like, I mean, when the guy eats his sandwich without the crust cut off, it's like
Yeah.
really like,
It's like who gives a fuck? Like it's just
like
stupid things.
you're just like, I don't like it. What's a ick for you? When a guy slurps Jello, like that's just like an ick. It'd be
Yeah.
like, the fuck is wrong with you?
You know what's an ick for me? Women that say ick. That's an ick for me.
Yeah.
I get after my friend Gabby, she'll go, ugh, and I got the ick. And I'm like, I'm not one of your girlfriends. You're irritating me now. Like, you sound like a fucking idiot. Like, shut up.
I was watching some older, because um I watch Christmas in July on Hallmark because they have all their Christmas movies running through July. Um, it's actually better than what I was doing because a lot of times I leave the news on in the background, but now I just leave those on so I get a break from the news.
Yeah.
And there was one where this father is taking his daughter to their hotel room, and he goes, "Yeah," he goes, "You should see the town square. It looks pretty lit." And she goes, "Dad, you're 40." And he's like,
You know what's funny is I still say that,
"Oh yeah."
and people go, "Aren't you a little old to say lit?" I'm like, I've always said that, and they're like, I'll run into that a lot. I think it's because Gen Z or even younger, they'll pick up our slang online.
Mm.
And like I remember I said dope one time. I go, "Oh shit, that's pretty dope." And my kid was like, "Okay, you don't have to use R." I'm like, "What?"
Oh,
And I'm like, "Dope's not even my generation's fucking slang word. That's been around forever."
well, it was like somebody said, "Oh yeah, you need to check out my crib," and they go, "Okay, boomer." They go, "You're going to use our words," and then somebody posted a clip from actually Magnum Force, which came out in like 73 or 74, and the pimp
Yeah.
in there goes, he goes, "You don't even come up to my crib no more," like that, and
Yeah,
I was like, going,
like
boom,
all
there you go.
like all cool slang, it came from black people.
Hmm.
Everything cool to say comes from black people. We all know this.
what
um,
was what was it? What was that in the Avengers? That's a made up word. All words are made up.
yeah. I mean, there is certain things that are very much keyed to a certain age, like a certain generation. I want like saying actually as a question is very much a not even, it's like the newer younger ones do it. Instead of going like we used to say for real,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
said something's good for real, but the actually, I would never say that. You sound like a fucking idiot. I don't want like I think in my head it sounds stupid, but it's fine. It's the same thing as saying for real. It's exactly the same. But the problem is one habit that younger people have nowadays is they repeat things until you want to kill them. Like it's I think TikTok did it to them. Like they'll just say the same thing. My son will have like some catchphrase he heard and he'll like, and I'll hear it 20 times in an hour. And I'll come out into the next room. I go, if you say that one more fucking time, I'm gonna hit you so fucking hard. You're gonna forget how to speak. You're
What
driving me nuts.
what I like to do sometimes, especially when it's like the younger crowd, and they say shit because sometimes like I'll be like, "That's not a word. What are you doing?" Um, but they'll say something, and then I'll say something from like I'll reference movies from like the '80s and stuff like that that they don't understand, and then they're like, and then you kind of laugh, and they're like, "What? Why is that funny?" And you're just like, you can't. It's like um, I when I worked at the game place, and this one chick, oh god, she used to just try to use slang to like say that I'm old or whatever. And then she said something and I laughed and I go, I'll buy that for $1. And and the other dude that was next to me, and he was a fan of RoboCop, so he just smiled and he started laughing. We both kind of chuckled and she goes, "What?" Because she wasn't in on it. So she's like,
Yeah.
"What? What are you guys laughing at? Why is that funny?" And we're like, "You wouldn't understand. You're too young." Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like it when it happens back to them. Now
Yeah.
they're not the cool ones. And I've noticed that with my kids because they'll everything's from TikToks and stuff, and I'll be like, "What do you explain this to me? I don't understand why this is funny." They'll explain it to me 9 times out of 10. It's still not funny, but I'm just like, "Okay, well, I'm happy you're having a good time," And then I will make a reference from like a '90s movie or something, and they'll be like, "Well, Dad, how would I know that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I have to listen to your bullshit all day." You know, what did I made a fucking because I just recently watched a video. This is probably the last thing I talk about. I just watched a video on the movie Videodrome, um, which is
Oh
a
God.
mind fuck from
Yeah.
back in the day. But they were talking about how that movie has like 5 cuts and 3 fucking endings, and they were just talking about the movie, and I was interested in it, and and I said I went out there, and we were talking about, so I don't even remember how I wheeled it in, but I said "Long live the new flesh," which is from the movie,
Right.
and they were like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Like they looked at me like I was gross, like what? And I was like, "It's from a movie." It's like, "Oh, when you were a kid?" I said, "The movie came out before I was born, because I think it came out like '81." And I was like, "I was just watching a video about it," and my daughter goes, "Well, we need context, Dad." And I'm like, "Don't start this conversation because you're going to lose." um,
I
that
said,
that could be
yeah,
a whole episode of a podcast just talking about
dude.
fucking Videodrome. But the last time I watched that, I was 8, and it fucked me up. I
I've only,
was like, "What the fuck?"
I think I watched it because it was on cable, and I was still young. I was too young to see it, but yeah, that movie
You
fucked me
watched
up too.
the edited version then.
Yeah.
There's like 5 versions of this movie. There's the theatrical release, there's the unrated, there's the 14 for US TV, there's the
Mhm.
one that released in the theaters for the UK.
Yeah.
There's all kind because when that movie came out, I guess the UK was going through some kind of like everything should be censored
Yeah.
moment. So they had to have a special cut, and I was like, "Damn, this is fucking crazy." The video is kind of crazy, and that movie's so gross. Like the body horror was on a different
Yeah.
level,
Yeah.
especially back then. Um, but yeah, I guess that director's known for that shit. What did he say? The director said, "Oh, he's an atheist, so he believes the body is all you get. So to like um to fuck with it is the most horrifying thing." And I'm like, I mean, I get what you're saying. It was just really gross, man. Like,
Translation. I thought it was cool.
yeah, exactly. Trying to be deep and shit. But that's a good movie. But yeah, I guess
Yeah.
this episode was all about movies.
Yeah.
And go
Yeah.
watch Obsession. It's coming out on the
Yeah.
14th. Okay,
And and I guess talking about things that kids like 6, 7.
don't that right there. Oh, thanks. None of my kids are that young. That's the generation they make fun of. That's the new ones.
That's the new ones. I think Gen Alpha. I think that's the
Yeah.
the next one.
They don't have a name. That's why.
Yeah.
I don't think it will stay Gen Alpha. They're running. They can't keep going backwards because
Yeah.
it's Gen X and then it was Millennials. Then they jumped up to Z, which I don't know
Well,
what the
no,
fuck they did
because millennials is Gen Y.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got a
Yeah.
special name,
Yeah,
but
and then you
Gen
got
Z never
millennials.
got a name. Wah.
Nope.
This is fucking Gen Z. But they're also, I think they don't have a name because they're the current generation. Because my generation's old now. We're
You're the
just
one.
consumers.
You're the ones that you step off. You miss that bottom ladder. You're going to the hospital. That
You
bottom
damn
step on the
right.
ladder.
We're the generation where sometimes you just sleep 2 inches wrong and you wake up and your feels like somebody's gonna kill you. Hey, fine. I want to die. Speaking of which, I just got my refill for my medication. We used to be young, Steve.
I know my mind. There's sometimes where I look and go. My mind goes, "You can still do that." Then my arm goes, "No, the fuck you are not."
I have gotten to that point where like I'll jump off of something and then I'll land and it's fine. I landed, but my body's like, "Hey, bro, not much longer. All right, don't don't get used to doing that."
Or like that Jason Bateman meme where he's like, "I can do that," and the the fuck you are.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my god, dude! The other day, my cousin called me and said that my plate for dinner was ready. I go, okay. I'm at my desk chair. I get up. I take 2 steps out of my room, and then suddenly my calf seized on me, and I was like going, oh! It's like
Dude.
that, and I'm just like, fuck! Are you kidding me? I just got out of a fucking chair. Oh my god.
I had my fucking I only get them in the morning, the Charlie horses and the calf, and it's when I
Mm.
stretch.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
stretch and I have to do these really tactful stretches now. Because if I just go crazy, I'm popping out of that bed going, fuck, fuck, fuck.
The worst. I can't believe I'm saying this. The worst time I had a Charlie horse was I was in the middle of having sex with this girl.
Man,
And I remember, and I was on the bottom too.
brother, you need to drink more water is what you need to
The worst part
do.
now is that if I stretch in the morning, sometimes I'll have a muscle, like my muscle tenses up in the arch of my foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh! It's like that silent scream.
I get the calves, I get my shoulder twitches sometimes. I'm just dying, really.
It's like it's like really this is this midlife, and then your body just falls apart afterwards. Like that old what's his name, Louis C.K. bit when he's like talking about turning 40. And he goes to the doctor and he goes, yeah, you're going to have to do this thing with your elbow now. And he goes, well, I've seen sports athletes. And the doctor goes, no. And he goes, well, yeah, if you just rebuild it. He goes, no, we're not doing that.
No,
This is just something you're just going to have to live with for the rest of your life.
that's right. This is the age I'm at now. I'll see like a cute couple, like maybe they're in their early 20s,
Mhm.
and the girl's gorgeous, but she's
Right.
like just rapid talking and she's bopping all over the fucking place. And I don't notice the gorgeous anymore. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, she's fucking exhausting. Like, down. That's the age I'm at now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that.
You're no longer watching the excessive breasts popping up and down. Suddenly you're going, oh, I wish I could run like that now.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like what I'm doing here, you have 2 ways to help. 1, if you like to make this show self-sustaining, buy me a beer, or feed my cat his bougie food, you can make a one-time donation through either PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Check the show notes for details and links. Or 2, you can sign up for our Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you can get early access to our episodes, as well as take part in polls and user suggestions. head over to patreon.com for more info. If giving money isn't your thing, well, you can share us on social media or review us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. This will make the algorithm gods promote our show to an unsuspecting public. You can check out all my content, including our other podcasts, at thelazygeeks.wordpress.com. And you can stalk me on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, and TikTok at The Lazy Geeks. Visit the YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheLazyGeeks. And if you're old school and want to email us, do it at thelazygeeksnetwork@gmail.com. So that's it for me this week. Until next time, we're thinking so you don't have to.